author EEJudd. I wrote Wolf and Witch, and I wrote Tea. This is a little coffee chat, so I'm going to get you up to date on where my books are, what projects I'm working on, what you can expect in 2024. But first, how are you, friends? I had a rough 2023. I think it was a post-COVID thing, just living in constant fear of getting sick and being constantly reminded that you could die. Like that takes a mental toll. So I did not get a lot of creative work done. In 2023, I did actually start music production. So I really struggled with editing Shift. Like every time I sat down to edit that novel, I just couldn't do it, even though it was getting so close to being done. Anyway, I decided then rather just stop altogether. I was going to take a step to the side instead of taking a step back. And music is pretty fun, don't get me wrong, and I actually got quite skilled at it. It's not the same as getting novels done, you know? Writing is who I am. It's who I'm meant to be. It's what I'm on this earth for. I believe that to my bones. I am now putting in place plans of action. I have all sorts of like mental strategic things to help me write the words and like get the social medias, because like no matter how great your works are, if nobody knows about it. So I started, it's called the HB90 method. So the HB90 method is terrific because it helps you set measurable goals with like clear expected outcomes, which was something that I was missing. In my mind, it just used to be, okay, I'm gonna write this book and then I'm gonna like tell some people about it, and then I'm going to blow up and become famous and get rich and get movie deals and all the fun things, and we all know that doesn't actually happen. It is super hard for like a creative person to market themselves. Like our brains are just not wired for that. And so I have a hard time getting myself organized, being realistic about the time I have versus the amount of work that I want to get done, and being able to measure and track and keep myself accountable every step of the way. Anyway, the short version is I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and it is already making a huge difference. I sit down every day knowing exactly what I want to do. I've planned out my time. I still overestimate the time that I have versus the work that I need to get done. I just feel so supportive, guys. Like this industry is so lonely and yet we have to struggle through it pretty much all by ourselves, unless we have a supportive community, which I'm now part of. Yay, I'm so excited. Sip. I'm calling this a coffee chat, but it's actually not coffee in here. This is beef broth. What is coming up in 2024? So in November, I decided I was going to just start fresh with a fun idea that did not seem intimidating, just a fun little play project that I could fool around with. And as I started writing in November, I quickly realized that like I am not a pantser. And I knew this before, but I keep hoping that the words will just magically come out and I don't have to do any of the prep work, and that is foolish. So I wrote a few words in November, like 7,000, something like that. And then I'm like, holy shit, I need to get my like ducks lined up. And so I went back and I started outlining better. I'm so glad I did. Y'all, the ideas that I came up for this novel. So I don't know if you've seen my social media. Basebuilding, working title, is about a character called Maisie Fortune. She is based off Little Miss Fortune, Matilda Wormwood, Wednesday Addams, and Amelie from the movie Amelie. She is fucking adorable. I love her to death. And she has her little talking chinchilla, Mr. Grinch. So she gains kind of these magical powers, and then she has to go to the special school to get trained for her magical powers. So during this time in her school, she meets a necromancer called Asen. Well, Maisie is going to be trapped in the underworld by herself, and just her and a chinchilla, like it'll feel a little sparse, I think. So I decided to add Asen and his own storyline. He interacts with all sorts of shenanigans on Earth. Maisie's doing her fun thing with her chinchilla, playing around with the undead in the underworld, having the support of my organization, like my planning system, and then having this wonderful project that I sat down to write just for fun. It's made all the difference. I am back in the game, baby! Like I am just bursting with creative energy. I sit down every day knowing what I'm gonna do, excited to do it, and I actually get the work done, which is amazing. This is about the time that I ask you to give me a like or a subscribe. You know, I have a dog who is a very talented singer. She sings for her breakfast every morning, and I really think that she could go places, but I'm gonna need your help with that. I love manga. I am obsessed with it. I read it so much. And there's this one manga, it is Korean, and it's called Sweet Home. Highly recommend you check it out. I think you can find it on like Tappy Tune or something like that. a lot of people become monsters and then start killing other people. It's go check it out. Just go check it out. I remember reading the whole thing and coming to the very last chapter, and it was already kind of a bittersweet feeling of returning to origins, of coming home. But then, oh my gosh, I'm already tearing up at the thought. Like, I'm so emotional right now. So one of the other characters, she played the guitar all the time. And at the very last chapter, the artist of this manga included an acoustic guitar song. And I just remember thinking, wow, like, I bawled. The story was incredible itself, but having that song just took it to the next level. And I want to do that with my stories too. I want to provide my readers with the best possible experience. I don't want to just sell novels. My goal as a creator, as an artist, as a writer, musician, everything, I want to create a whole universe that you can join me in. Like, I love it when creators provide just other touch points that you can see and look at and listen to and play with that just bring the story to life even more. I'm already planning, and I've written several songs for the books that are coming out this year. So, books, what is coming out this year? First of all, Shift. Finally! Shift is going to go through the next phase of editing starting in mid-February. I'm expecting a June publish date. I'm really hoping for June, so you can look forward to it. With songs! Let's see. Basebuilding. We also have Basebuilding that is coming out. Like, I'm so in love with this novel. Like, I'm having the best time. I keep saying that, but I really do love it. I'm so excited for it. I am thinking I will publish that in Q4. Basebuilding is a standalone novel. The trouble I'm finding with Teeth is that it's a series, but it's a series that's not complete. So I've actually talked to a lot of readers who say they bought the books, but they haven't even started reading them simply because they prefer to wait until the series is done so that they can binge read all the way to the end. That is the problem with being an indie author, but whatever. I'll just finish the books, and then once the series is complete, you can, read through them for like 48, 72 hours straight. Best of luck to you. But Basebuilding is coming out. I'm not sure about the title. I think I'll take a poll later on to get some ideas, because I'm terrible at naming things, you guys. If you've never heard of Little Misfortune, I'm going to be playing games on my YouTube channel. And not just games, but games in full costume. It's good times, it's cozy, it's chill, we're gonna have some giggles, and of course my usually sassy comments, because I just can't help myself. 2024, you guys, you and I are gonna have the best year. But one last thing, if you haven't already seen them, go and check out the ACOTAR series because I've put them on YouTube. It's good times. And stay tuned for that Little Misfortune.